Hello, this is Professor Teresa Atkinson from Kettering, and I'm here today to talk with you about your presentation skills. I want to start by having you think about why you make a presentation. Basically, you're an engineer who has lots of great ideas. You want to get those ideas from your head into the heads of your audience. And why do you want to do that? Typically, and more as you move forward, you're looking for approval. Either just a, sure, we agree that's a great idea, keep going with it, or a commitment of money. As a student, when you make a presentation, you're commonly just trying to get everyone going in the same direction. You're presenting, yes, these are the things I've done. This is where I think the project needs to go. When you want to attain those things, that approval, the funding, getting everyone on the same page, it's essential that you do this. I'll just underline it over here. You want to engage your audience, and that doesn't mean you need audience participation. What it means is if your audience is not listening to you, if they're not paying attention to you, if they don't think the things that you are saying make sense, they will not follow you, and at the end of the day, you will not achieve the thing you're looking for, which is the other thing that we associate with great presentations is they motivate some action. I want to talk about things people do wrong. So this person is looking at the screen, and we can sort of interpret here that they are reading their presentation to their audience. If I'm sitting in the audience, I can totally read the presentation faster than you can read it to me. And I'm trying to draw myself sleeping. There, I'm sleeping. So don't read your presentation. Practice your presentation. You should not have to look at it. You might want to have a couple little notes if you get nervous that can help you, but your main objective is to interact with your audience. Look at them, talk to them. They came to see you. As far as your images here, I'm going to have you, if you're in my class, watch a talk all about what you should put on your slides, and it turns out that very text-heavy slides do not keep your audience engaged in what you have to say. Okay, body language can help or hurt you. So these guys did a great job with their presentation, but I screen grabbed this particular image to highlight some body language that was not all that productive. So crossed arms, that sort of signifies that you want to have a distance between yourself and the people that you're presenting to, and that's not what you want to have going out as your message to your boss or your boss's boss. And then clasping your hands together like this, that's a sign of nervousness. And as the audience, it's going to be a little bit distracting. But beyond that, it says either that you didn't practice, which kind of tells me that you don't think what you have to say is all that important, or you don't respect my time very well, or that you're not confident in the thing that you're presenting to me, which is going to make me suspicious about the thing that you're trying to tell me about, which is not what you want to have happen. In my class, we make presentations, and we do them as groups. And so, oh gosh, this pen is really picky here. He's looking at the monitor, but I can tell you later on, he looks up, he's looking at the audience. That's where your main presenter wants to be, looking at the audience. Here he is, he's looking at the presenter. That's what you should be doing. If you're not the main presenter, you should be watching the main presenter. And you want to make sure that you are not distracting the audience in any way from the message the main presenter is putting forward. Arms in the pockets, not a good thing. It's not very professional. It's a little bit creepy. You want to avoid it. Arms down by your side, that's good. But this guy, I think, started gesturing to sort of emphasize what the main speaker is saying, and that is a little bit distracting to your audience. So let's keep the attention on the person who happens to be making the presentation. This is my personal pet peeve, is when students talk about a project and they do it with very little interest. They have no enthusiasm or excitement in their voice. And as the audience, nothing puts me to sleep faster than having somebody who's obviously not very interested in what it is they're presenting. So I've actually changed my design projects the students have to do in my class so that they can get engaged and enthusiastic about it. Going forward at work, sometimes you're not going to be very excited about what you have to present, but you need to pull that excitement and interest forward. You need to use your body language and your tone and the strength of your voice to keep your audience interested, because if you are monotone or if you seem to be very checked out or bored with what you're presenting, your audience is not going to listen to you and they're going to take out their phone and do something. So what makes a great presenter? Well, what you need is a really good crib. That's what we like at Kettering, lots of good cribs, so we know how to do our job. I'm going to have you do this. I'm going to have you look at some TED Talks. TED Talks are talks delivered by nationally recognized speakers. They always come out and get the audience engaged right away. Steve Jobs here was known as a great presenter, and just look at him. What is he doing? He's looking at the audience. He has his arm down by his side. His posture is very, very straight. His shoulders are straight. He's standing up straight. He looks very engaged because of that. If you look at his facial expressions, he looks very intense. It makes you want to know what it is he's talking about. He seems like he's very interested and engaged with the material he's presenting, and me as the audience, I'm going to want to listen. Okay, we're almost done here. One of the last things I want to talk to you about are acronyms and jargon. Many times at work, as a student, you are presenting to a really small group, maybe the few people that you work with day to day, and you use the same language and you're kind of all have the same background, many times an engineering background. But as you move forward, more and more, you are going to be making presentations to larger groups that involve people from business and marketing and manufacturing, and we all have different lingo. You want to, as much as possible, stay away from lingo and acronyms. You want to say very plainly and clearly what it is that you intend. There's nothing that creates a problem more than having someone use terms that you, as an audience member, that you don't understand. You are going to maybe try for a little while to follow along, but very quickly you're going to check out. You're going to say, this speaker is not speaking to me. I am not going to listen to them. So be very careful about that. Here we go. This is our last slide here for today. I'm going to write this name here because I think it's going to be cut off in my little video tool here. But Amy Cuddy has a TED Talk, and she is someone who's studying behavior. I think she's a behavioral psychologist. What she has found is that if you strike a dominant pose and hold that pose for a short time, it changes your internal body chemistry. It releases more testosterone in your brain, and that's the hormone that causes you to have confidence, and it reduces the amount of cortisol, and cortisol is sort of your stress hormone. So basically, striking a Wonder Woman type pose, and that's kind of an exaggeration. There's lots of other poses that you can do, but a dominant pose, strike it for a short period of time outside of the meeting, outside of your job interview, what have you. And after you do that, you are going to have a higher amount of confidence and you'll be able to stand in front of a group a little bit easier. So I'm going to have you watch her TED Talk. Many students get very nervous presenting, and this, I've heard from a number of people, has helped them. Okay, so let's say you're in my class. If you're in my class, you're going to go on, you're going to watch a couple other videos, and you're going to do this worksheet 1 that will sort of document that you've done this work. The other videos are examples and a couple TED Talks. I appreciate your attention, and I hope you got something good out of this. Thanks. Bye.